Kalala of the Congolese community in Atlanta talking to me earlier. Still ahead on Inside Africa. Rape as a tool of war and its victims. A Congolese woman lets a documentary crew tell her story. Stay with us.
A reminder to our Inside Africa viewers, if you see news happening, send us your images. Just go to cnn.com/InsideAfrica and click on the I Report section.
Hello again, you're watching Inside Africa. A special report to the United Nations says rape is being widely used as a tool of war in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It cites a prevailing climate of impunity and says in many cases sexual violence rises to the scale of crimes against humanity. It also says, and I quote, "Security and the justice system fall short of addressing the problems of sexual violence, and women survivors of rape lack sufficient care." The documentary Lumo, which was broadcast this fall on the PBS television series POV here in the United States, profiles one of the Congolese victims. Lumo Cnn was attacked by a group of soldiers and developed a traumatic fistula. That's a medical condition that often leaves rape victims incontinent and sterile. I spoke to two of the filmmakers, Nelson Walker and Louis Abelman, about her story.
When we walked into the ward where Lumo was staying, she actually walked right up to the camera and grabbed the camera from my hands, and you know, immediately there was this level of comfortability and curiosity around us and comfortability with us. So you know, it really we knew pretty quickly that she was someone who we'd want to spend more time with.
It's
really personal. As men, how do you become closer to your subjects?
Rape is a very taboo subject, and it's not something that people want to talk about, but we were among people who were bringing us their stories, who were very active about wanting to tell us what was happening because they feel neglected by the outside world.
When Lumo says, "Oh my goodness, they're filming my catheter," and then she says, "My buttocks hurt," I got the feeling as somebody watching the documentary, there was no-go areas. Is that true, Louis?
She was just very generous with herself, and I think she understood that this was something that was going to maybe have the possibility of helping her and women like her and bringing awareness to this situation that she was in.
There's a lot of humor in the movie as well. I love the bit where the lingerie comes out, everybody's fighting for a bra. Why was it important that you put those moments in as well?
Because they were there and they were all a part of what was happening. I mean, I think so often we see reports on this where the women are just seen as victims, and one thing that we really wanted to do with the film is show that they're human beings, and so including these moments that are a little bit lighter and humorous, and also even moments where the women are not so nice to each other.
I think people shut down when they hear these terrible stories and terrible statistics, and they hear about a situation far away in some country far away. Where all these terrible things are happening, but the reality is this is happening to real people, and that's how I think that's the only way to really convey that, is to show the full spectrum of life.
You're dealing with a situation where these women who are being healed and returning from the hospital are going back to an environment where very likely it can happen again. The medical procedure that physically heals these women is only one part of the process, and there needs to be a healing of the entire country for this epidemic to stop.
We care because we were there and we got to know Lumo on a personal basis, and she's our friend. But if through spending an hour with her and by watching this film, a viewer can also get to know her, even a fraction of the way that we do, then I just think it would be impossible not to act after that.
utazala watoto na saa zingine wewe ndio mpa na tayarisho utazala mwenye atakuwa president wa dunia yenyewe tafuta.
It's a remarkable documentary. If you'd like to have a chance of seeing it, take a look at this website, www.gomafilmproject.com. And that's our look inside Africa for this week. I hope you'll let our program be your window to the continent. I'm Femi OK. Take care.